That theme song's a little much for 9 in the morning. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Cohn Phone. The Cohn Phone is live from LA right now, an undisclosed location. Got my wife here watching the show. She was liking the music too. We were just dancing. She's doing some work remotely. You know how we do. You guys are over there just waking up, drinking some coffee. So we're going to talk about this game. I'm going to be here for about the next hour. My goal is to take 15 calls. So if you're like one of these dudes who's like, hey, man, I got 3 things to say. Nah, you got 1 thing to say today. Bud, make it good. No, seriously. Let's keep it tight. I got 1 thing I want to say too. Let's start with that. A lot of people think that Jimmy Garoppolo will and should start this game. And the logic there is they've put all their eggs in his basket. Too late to change courses now. If he's healthy enough and ready to go, he should start. There's a lot of logic to that. But it assumes that he's healthy enough and ready to start. I don't see why people make that assumption. Because they saw him throw some passes in front of them in practice, that doesn't mean anything. What I'm more interested in is the practice reports, because we didn't see the full practice. We just saw warm-ups. Then we have to go, and then they do the real stuff where they like go through the game plan and do the starters against the scout team, all that. I don't know if he did any of that stuff. They won't tell us. They said he was limited in practice, which means maybe, maybe not. It's a mystery. So limited on Wednesday, limited on Thursday, limited on Friday, which is a walkthrough. Not even a practice. They just go on the field and literally walk through the things they're going to do. Couldn't do that. Okay. And everyone thinks he's healthy and ready enough to start. Now, he hasn't been in this situation a ton. He hasn't played a lot in his career, even though he's 30. But I went back and looked. Other times that he's been coming off an injury where he didn't practice fully. There are 2 games that come to mind. Indianapolis this year, remember he hurt his calf against the Seahawks, missed a game. There was a bye week, came back against the Colts. He was out for a couple of weeks. Then was limited on Wednesday, limited on Thursday, full participant Friday, played that game. Wasn't listed as questionable either. Full participant Friday. Just played that game, started. And then the year before against Miami, he had injured his ankle, right? Missed the Eagles game. The season was on the brink. He had to come back. Limited on Wednesday before the Miami game. Limited on Thursday. Full participant Friday because it's a walkthrough. Wasn't listed as probable, questionable. Just started. There was no mystery about who's gonna start. Started that game against Miami. Now, in both cases, there was no like, well, we want a competitive advantage of not telling who our starter is. No, they just went with Garoppolo. And again, they're not doing that this week because they think there's a competitive advantage. It's if Garoppolo's healthy enough, he's the starter. If he's not healthy enough, they're not going to talk about it, is basically what it is. It's not like they're trying to make a decision. They're just not they're not telling us if he's healthy enough. And all I know is this is his track record. Twice in his career, he started games without the full week of preparation. Those 2 games, Miami in 2020 and Indianapolis in 2021. What happened in those games? Well, the Niners lost both of them. Against Miami, Jimmy Garoppolo was 7 of 17 for 77 yards and 2 picks before he left at halftime. And then against Indianapolis, he was 16 to 27 for 181 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 picks, and the Niners lost by 12. So everyone's saying Jimmy needs to start against the Rams because he's had this track record of success against the Rams. That's true. But what's his track record playing when he hasn't had the full week of preparation and practice? I think that's an important thing to look at because if you put those numbers together, 2 starts, he's 23 of 44, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 picks, 39.8 passer rating, and 2 losses. Do you really trust Jimmy Garoppolo starting this game or any game when he hasn't practiced fully that week? I mean, he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Trent Williams. If you were talking about someone who is a master at his craft, an elite player at his position, you'd say, I don't care if he practices or not. He's going to be great one way or another. Put him on the field. But Jimmy's not one of those guys. I mean, if he has the full week of practice, he might play well that week. He might. But if he doesn't have the full week of practice, it looks like he doesn't play particularly well because he's not that great and he needs a lot of preparation just to have a chance to play well. Two opportunities so far in his career to just sort of roll out of bed and play football, and it didn't go well. Niners lost both games by a lot, by double digits. So I don't see how starting a rusty, injured Jimmy Garoppolo is the no-brainer solution right now. I know it's uncomfortable to start Trey Lance, the rookie, in his fourth career start in such a critical game, but I don't see how there's a choice here. And I don't think the Niners are going to I think they're going to start Trey Lance. I think they're drawing out the suspense because they're going to start Trey Lance. If they were going to start Jimmy Garoppolo, there'd be no suspense. They'd say he's our starting quarterback. He's going to start. He progressed as the week went on. He was a full participant in walkthrough. No problem. But that's not what happened. He was a limited participant in walkthrough, and the team is very tight-lipped on what he can do. Jimmy Garoppolo himself said it feels like the webbing in his hand is tearing off every time he throws. Does that sound like a guy who's going to play? Doesn't to me. Sounds like a guy who's trying to show how tough he is. I respect that. But history, the numbers do not back up starting Jimmy Garoppolo without a full week of practice. Now, it's possible that the numbers don't back up starting a rookie in this situation either. The Niners are in a tough spot. Maybe neither quarterback brings home the win in this one, but I would not start Jimmy Garoppolo unless he were 100% healthy and 100% and had 100% of the reps in practice that week. Otherwise, I think he's a disaster waiting to happen. He's a disaster waiting to happen sometimes when he's had all the reps. Look at Tennessee 2 weeks ago. He was fully prepped for that game. Still missed Kyle Juszczyk deep. So, yeah, I think while they're not saying it, don't be surprised when Jimmy Garoppolo's inactive. I know they got your hopes up, but he wasn't even a full participant in the walkthrough. To me, that was the test. If he could be a full participant in walkthrough, he'd probably play like he did against Miami and Indianapolis, but he wasn't. So I think what they're going to say is, hey, man, he's as tough as they come. The fact that he made it this much of a decision is amazing. He just couldn't physically do it. Anyway, that's my prediction. Maybe I'm on my own on that one. Salim says, big fan of your channel and all your guests, especially Happy Vish is back. You guys have great insight. Thank you. Vish is the real star on that one. I appreciate that. All right, let me get the thing. Boom. All right. Take some calls. All right. Jose, what's up?
What's going on, Grant? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You completely took my first thing I wanted to talk about, which was the whole point of Jimmy when he's not 100% healthy or prepared. He completely throws duds.
We've seen that. And I think the Niners know that. And they're not talking about it, but it's part of the equation here.
And I don't understand, like, what the whole hoopla is about wanting Jimmy to start in the first place. Like, the dude just isn't healthy, and Trey needs to see the field. I mean, like, I'd rather see 100% of what Trey has than what 50 or 60% of what Jimmy has. So, like, that's just me personally. And even so,
I don't want to see Jimmy without a week of practice again. That's not good. It's not good.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what did Kyle say about Trey? He said that this week of practice from Trey was even better than last week of practice from Trey. They've been kind of setting the stage for it subtly.
I hope Trey starts, and I've been one of the few people, I guess, that wants Trey to start. But what I do want to say to every 49er fan or person who's rooting for the Niners on tomorrow, like, whether we win or lose with Trey or Jimmy, I don't think the blame goes, honestly, to either one of those guys. I think, if anything, the whole blame should be going on Kyle and this coaching staff and the way they handled the season with the two quarterbacks in general.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Let's stick with that, because to me, if either quarterback plays and loses, they're going to get the full wrath of the fan base. When I think a fair way to look at this game is the Niners would be underdogs no matter who they pick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not really about which quarterback plays. It's about, can their secondary do something after sitting out a week with COVID? Can they, those kind of things.
And honestly, that's my bigger concern in the quarterback situation, the fact that three of our starting corners and safeties are all on COVID list right now. And we still don't have a word at this time whether or not they're going to play tomorrow or that they're coming off the COVID list.
I know we're going to I'm here with my wife, and we're going to go out to get some Korean barbecue today for lunch, but I'm going to be on, Jimmy Ward watch. I've been looking at my phone. Oh, they acted or they didn't. We'll see. And I'm at a certain point, I'm gonna have to be somewhere in Koreatown being like, I'm here eating some Kalbi ribs and Jimmy Ward. Like that's gonna happen today. So it's a full work day. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Jimmy. No, I hope you're all right though. Seriously, it's serious. I hope you guys are okay.
Yeah, no, that's honestly has me more stressed out, especially when I think it's Jimmy, it's K'Wan Williams, and Dante Johnson.
Yeah, Ambry's off. Ambry's off. But they they need all their nickels, right? Because the tough guy you got to stop is Cooper Kupp, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to give him 101 yards because that's all he needs to break Calvin Johnson's record is 101 yards.
Yeah, you don't want him to do it against the Niners. Jose, I got to go a little quick today, man. But thanks for calling in.
You're of course, man. Have a good weekend.
Good to see you, man. Take care. I'm gonna jump the coach to the front of the line because his time is precious. I already know. Coach,
what's good, boy?
What's up, man?
How you been?
Good. Having a good week. How you doing?
I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. I love our organization, but just the way we handle the media really makes us come off unorganized.
Yep. Yeah.
Disheveled.
Yeah.
And unprofessional.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
To me, it's like what you would expect from like the San Antonio Spurs, a team that's the only team in town. You kind of have a minor league media, and anytime there's a serious issue and the media tries to ask questions, they really don't handle it well. It's like, well, how could you treat us like this? I mean, usually the Lakers and the Knicks understand how.
Yeah, I think the response to the ineptitude is worse than the actual transgression. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, how could you question us? Like, really?
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers. You kidding?
The excuses that are coming out for Jimmy G are baked in. I think Jimmy, he's really disappointed me. If I one of the things that you can always count on Jimmy for having is being a pro.
Yes.
Just how he's reacted to the Trey situation, having a guy in the building that's clearly there to take your job. I've been thoroughly impressed with how he's just kind of, trudged ahead and done his job. But this entire thumb situation, I know this is a family show,
but I can't play. But I'm tough.
Yeah, it's a family show, but I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
he's coming off like a pussy. Like
he wants all this credit for how much it hurts. It's like, just don't talk about it. Just play or don't, right? Did I lose you? I still see you. Hey, man, come back in. Man, he had too much truth for one thing. Definitely Kylan Lynch at fault this year. Yeah, if they lose. All right, hold on. I'm going to get to Mav, and I'm going to get back to Coach a little later. Hold on. Got to put the thing up because Mav doesn't want to show his face today. I understand. It's early in the morning. You know, got to do your thing. What's up, Mav?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
I just don't understand the 49ers organization right now. Like, I can't deal with, one, how they treat the media. What other organizations do they talk about things? And you don't even know what people do. What does John Lynch do? What does Parag Marath do?
Thank you. Yep. See, that's why, and I know like Niner fans don't want to talk about it because in the offseason you're focused on the hope of a great season, and right now you're in the middle of a playoff push. But this organization is just so rinky-dink, and I try to point it out, and it's kind of like annoying, I guess, most of the year. But if they lose this game tomorrow, it's all the Niner fans are going to be talking about for the next 6 months. It's like, what is with this organization? You can have all these great players and still find a way to mess it up. How?
Just organizational decisions in the draft. Like, where is Aaron Banks? Can we please find Aaron Banks? Where is he?
Yeah, I don't think they could find him with a GPS device. He's gone.
Or there's just like other decisions that they've made, like speaking on the Jimmy and Trey situation, where you're just, how much more can you try and avoid a question and then criticize the media for doing their job?
I know. And then, like, I feel like, I'm in it. The Niners beat crew. We're so California nice. Most of us are like, oh, I'm sorry for asking the question. Like, nah, man, it's a fair question. We're going to keep asking it. I mean, what? You're just lucky you're not in LA or Chicago or New York or Philly. I mean, really, you're surprised that the Niners don't, that the Bay Area doesn't look at itself as that kind of media market. I always looked at it as that kind of media market. And the Niners, I mean, they're a bigger team than any other West Coast franchise. Like, this should be the highest level of professionalism, transparency. They should, carry themselves like they're the Patriots, the Steelers, but they're more like the Browns. Really, to me, they're like the Browns.
I agree. I feel like
a better coach.
I feel like Kyle Shanahan, it's in your contract to talk to the media, dude. Like, it's in your contract. You're required to. Yeah. All you've had to do leading up to this point, you didn't have to say, I'm not answering the question. All you have to say is, we don't know. You don't have to sit here and be like,
that's what the definition of questionable is. Exactly. But he gets all upset about it. Yeah. Mav, I got to keep taking more calls. It's a quick one today, but thank you.
All right.
I hope things get better.
Please.
Hold on, Korean Niner. Just a second. I want to let Coach finish his spiel.
Yeah.
Hey, don't call Jimmy what you were about to call Jimmy. Say something else.
All right. Okay. He's coming off like a punk.
Okay, fair enough. I like that.
He is. One of the things that I don't like is that it's clear that Jimmy has his own camp. He's got his own smoke coming from the Vatican that he wants to push his narrative because rightfully so. He knows he's not going to be here next year.
He's a rich, powerful player, man. He's got a very strong team. Same team as Tom Brady, essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, what really frustrates me about the situation is that the excuses are baked in. I mean, it's almost kind of like Jimmy G is like on a Baker Mayfield tip. Like, I want to talk about the injury, but I'm not going to talk about the injury. I'm going to play through it, but you know what? It really does hurt. But I'm gonna tough it through. And it's like, Jimmy, shut up.
Yeah.
Play
or don't.
Or don't. Produce.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear about the commentary. Like, Grant, I almost wanted to strangle you for asking him how it felt, because I felt like he ate that up. He took that hook, line, and sinker.
I had no idea what he was going to say. I thought he was going to shut it down. Like, hey, man, it's fine.
No, he didn't, though. As soon as you asked him that, he might as well have just.
Thank you.
Yes, I have been begging for somebody to ask me how this feels.
Everyone was asking him doctor questions like, well, do you think you could come back? He's like, I don't know. I can tell you how it feels, though. It hurts.
Yeah. And you threw up a big fat softball pitch to him, dude. He knocked that out the park. Like, and for me, it just shows that Jimmy likes football. Jimmy knows what football can do, but Jimmy isn't obsessed with football. He's not. It's not something that it's not his passion. I feel like he likes the optics of it. I feel like Jimmy likes what football, and not even football, but quarterback. It puts him in a sanctimonious role.
Yeah.
But Jimmy isn't
$100 million.
I'm gonna say something. If we lose this game, Jimmy's not mad that we lose this game if he plays.
Dude, Jimmy every time. What does Jimmy's face look like when he throws a pick?
He's smiling. He's got this all shucks. We'll get him next time, guys. Look, and it is so annoying.
Face from Jimmy. Like, what is that, man? I gotta take some more calls, but you always kill it, man. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, thanks, man.
Have a good one.
All right, bro.
All right. Hey, just make the Jimmy Garoppolo face next time you make a big mistake in life. Just make the Jimmy Garoppolo face. You know what I'm talking about. Korean 49er, what's up?
I'm good, Grant. How are you?
I'm great, man. What's up?
To me, this game feels like everyone says, yeah, we have the Rams number, but at some point they're going to get us and get a win when it really matters.
Yup.
So if the team doesn't play at its best, the Rams still have something to play for.
Yeah.
So,
it's true. Absolutely. I agree.
And the 49ers should be lucky they don't get coverage like the Bears do in Chicago, because when it's bad, they just get ripped a new one every day at any point.
Yeah, I wonder how this regime would get covered in Chicago. Like, with the fact that it's Mike Shanahan's son and John Lynch carry the same weight out there, or would they be more of a bottom line market? I don't know. Because their like name value carries a ton of weight in the Bay Area. To me, it seems like.
Yeah, understandable. I mean,
Yeah.
they had a former player. The Bears had a former player they wanted to bring in as an assistant coach, but then they disclosed how much they paid him. The Bears organization, they were paying him minimum wage to come in and only be there when the players are there. So it's like,
What?
So
That's weird.
Ribs. I mean, pork with hot pepper paste, really good when you go to the barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Barbecue.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll try that out. Because LA's got the best Korean barbecue, at least in California.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right, man. Great to see you.
Thank you, Grant.
All right, take care. Matthew Sanders says, real talk, is an injured Jimmy Garoppolo going to protect the ball better than Lance? We got to play keep away regardless. Lance on play action early to open the run. I'm just worried about Jimmy Garoppolo playing without practicing. He's been an interception machine when he hasn't practiced. Oh, QC Grant, you're on point 9 times out of 10. Please tell Ambry to stop flexing like he's a Pro Bowl shutdown corner. Save that for if he becomes one. I will. I promise. It's a bad look because he's gotten real lucky last couple of games. Can we meet and greet at the game tomorrow? No, I'll be working all day, but we can meet and greet another time. But no, I work very hard. It's a 12-hour day for me. I don't know if you knew that. All right, let's take some more calls. I'm going to jump people to the front of the line who have their cameras open. And if you're driving, you got to pull over. Cameron, good to finally meet you. Hello.
You too.
How are you?
I'm amazing. How you doing?
I'm amazing, man. Thanks for waking up and calling in.
Sure, I should have combed my hair. You're probably right about that.
You look good.
Yeah, man. I had to call. I've never called a radio show or anything like that, but I had to call in, man. I got into your show for the X's and O's, but the theories are just amazing, and some are wacky and some are brilliant. And I finally have a theory, and I can't get it out of my mind. I
love theories. Let's talk theories.
I got a theory on why the whole crazy mystery on why doesn't Trey Lance play in the fourth quarter in blowouts. Like, a lot of these weird things can be solved if you take this conspiracy theory that okay, so Kyle and John Lynch go into Jed York's office at the beginning of the year and say, okay, we're going to have to give up a lot of capital and then we can move up and get a quarterback. And Jed was probably a little like, wow, that's a big risk. But if you can promise me that you're going to get a first round pick back for Jimmy, then the capital will kind of work out.
Yeah.
So they said, okay. So then the year starts and they can't trade him at the trade deadline because there's nobody's going to take a first for how he played in the first half of the year. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So
and the cap is lower this year, so no one can afford him. And they're telling themselves next year the cap will go up. He'll have this run to the playoffs, and then the market will open back up. Hey, I like this theory so far. Keep going.
That's what I'm just saying.
I like
the fourth quarter comes. And it's like,
maybe instead of Jed saying we need it, maybe that's how they sold it to Jed. Look, it sounds expensive, but we're gonna get a first round pick back from Jimmy. And Jed's like, oh, you will? Yes, we will. Okay, great. Then I sign off. Maybe something like that.
Something like that. So now there's not a lot of capital. It kind of balances itself out. But he's in the fourth quarter looking like, Jimmy just hasn't done much in this game. So I got to keep him in. So his numbers go up. So he looks good.
Garbage time. Maybe I get him a touchdown pass.
Yeah. I got to get Jimmy back. And I think that's why he's like, I really need Jimmy to play these last games. These are the big games. These are the must-win games. And
again, the organization prioritized pumping up Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value over preparing Trey Lance for a situation like this. So what they did, again, was they hoped for the best. Jimmy's going to bring us a first-round pick. But you didn't prepare for the worst. And you know what? Now you get what you deserve. You may win, but this is the exact situation you deserve for week 18. A choice between two guys who really aren't prepared for the moment because you didn't prepare them. One guy's hurt, big shock. The other guy's a rookie. Oh, we knew that.
Right.
Okay.
Right. All right. I do think Kyle's need to be right
outweighs everything.
Is above the team. I think
always. That's right.
I think that
I agree.
egos. I mean, I love football.
His dad
I love
was the same
sports
way, too.
because it kind of mirrors my industry. There's a lot of the same stuff, and you see egos just complicate things, and you see egos attract other egos, and
Yes.
I feel like that ownership have big ones, and that's why you see all the coaches that come through the Niners have huge ones. I love Mike Singletary; it's one of the biggest egos I've ever seen. You're stopping the game.
Chip Kelly?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God. I couldn't. That was the thing I could never get over with Chip Kelly. He's like, dude, who do you think you are? What did you do? You did nothing in the NFL. Just because you did Oregon?
Yeah.
Oregon. But
Yeah.
no, he thought he acted like he invented football. Honestly, he did. I think he still thinks that.
Yeah, he still
Chip Kelly.
thinks it's not me because that's
Crazy,
that
man.
ego. That story in your mind, if ought to be right, that thing just kind of keeps going, and what it does is complicate things, and that's why the Patriots have overcome crazy complex situations like Aaron Hernandez, etc., because they keep things simple. When you're simple as a leader, your players can focus on.
They don't have to be right. They get rid of players quick. They're like, you know what? We were wrong about you, peace. All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Every time. Yeah. So I think that Kyle and Trey probably won't work. I think Alex Smith didn't have a big ego, and that's why Jim Harbaugh couldn't get in sync with him. Kaepernick's through the roof. So now they're like, that's my guy.
The alpha males who respected each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that
here's my thing. I got to go on to the next call real quick, but tell me if you agree. The thing with Kyle is his ego's huge, but he's more loyal to his ego than to the team. And when those two things, converge, the team's agenda, his ego's agenda, he's beautiful. But when they don't, it gets weird. And I don't know where he's at right now this week.
Where he gets snippy, but he was sure that. Remember what he said back in the day, I can make any quarterback good in this system. And he needs to prove that to himself with Jimmy. I can get
he also thinks he needs
him a first-round pick.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, great call, man. Thank you. Great hair. Great call.
Yeah, man.
I see you hoarding bounty back there.
What's
that? Are we really doing that again? Is it really going lockdown? Hoarding bounty? I see you hoarding that bounty. Right shoulder. Hoarding bounty. Would you just went and got all the bounty? All the bounty.
I'm in a garage right now. So
okay.
I got a lot of stuff in here.
All right, man. Have a great day. All right, man. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Peace, man. Later. Real quick before I get some more calls, there is no theory on why Trey didn't get play time. It was dividing the locker room, and Kyle was getting pressure to play Trey. Oh, okay. Well, that's another good one. There might have been another question. Hold on. No, that's it. If the D can't stop explosive plays, will third start Lance or bumfinger Jimmy be able to respond better? Trey Def had the skill, but also lots of pressure. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. Why are Niner fans so certain that there is a choice here that leads to a victory? Maybe it's more about whether Jimmy Ward plays or not, Trent Williams, those kind of things. Maybe it's not just about who they pick to play quarterback. If only life were that simple. If only life were that simple. Let's pray the Falcons play spoiler. Yeah, that would make things a lot easier. Unfortunately, they're playing at the same time. My theory is that Kyle and Lynch didn't agree on Lance. Hiding Lance is either saving Kyle's reputation or Lynch's job. Either way, it's not good for Lance. That's a good. I like the theories. Keep them coming. Thank you, the King, James L. I can't confirm or deny, but it's an interesting theory. Okay, Jedi, what's up?
What's up, brother?
What's up? How you doing?
Brother, first of all, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I feel like I'm meeting someone that's on my.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maryland. I'm calling from Charles County, Maryland. I'm out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I have a theory. I want to bounce this off you because you have a great mind.
Appreciate it.
Jimmy is looking at this game as one or two things. Number one, if I say and give up my spot to Trey and he wins.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
I can't go back. It's over.
No, it's over.
It is over.
Over. So all of a sudden, let me get back and play.
Let me
I feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit better. Yeah.
Everything just started to just magically get there now all of a sudden.
Maybe he didn't expect Trey to play that well against Houston. He's like, he's just going to lose to Houston. Everyone's going to be begging me to come back.
Man, did you see?
Uh-oh, I'm losing you.
It seems like those guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You're back.
Okay. It seems like those guys were having fun. out there.
Yeah.
They seemed like they were having out there with Trey. And I think it was a whole, wait a minute. And Kyle looked like he actually said he had conniption. You know how you meet somebody for the first time? Well, you know how Kyle was scared? He was just totally scared. And then all of a sudden, this kid in the second half shows you the light. And you're just like, oh, snap. I should have been playing this kid. Exactly. Now it's like, okay, yeah, I can see future going forward. But Jimmy's like, oh, no, I'm good now, fellas. I'm good.
It's the Rams.
It works.
I always beat the Rams. Let me come back here and be the hero real quick. I think he'd like to, but I don't even know if he's physically able to do it. I do think part of him is like, I need to play this game, and I can beat the Rams. And if I do, everyone will love me again. But I don't know if he can do it, man. I don't know if he can do it. I think he'd like to, but I still don't know if he can do it, man. You can't be a full participant for a walkthrough? Explain that. How are you going to be a full participant for a game 2 days later? Doesn't make sense to me, but we'll see. We'll see. I got to take more calls, though, man. Great call, though. Call in again. Call in again. Peace. He's gone. Just like that, he out. Hold on. Get some more of these comments. What's good, Grant? 49ers remind me of a movie that has a really confusing storyline. You're definitely spot on with Kyle and John mixed bat singles. Yeah, it's like Inception. It's a dream inside of a dream, inside of a sandwich, inside of a dream. That's the 49ers season. It's Inception. I want Trey to play, but I just want to go down with the ship at this point. Jimmy lost to the Titans. He got us in this mess. He needs to get us out. Part of me just wants to see Jimmy Garoppolo start and lose so I can listen to the Cohn phone for 6 months. Niner fans losing their mind. I'm just here like, yep, I know. It's how I tried to tell you. Yeah, John on TV said he gave Kyle final choice, and it definitely seemed he was avoiding responsibility if it went wrong. I don't know, man. I just think if Jimmy were playing, they would have said so by now. I don't know. Angelo, are you pulled over?
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Are you?
Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, pull over. I'll come back to you.
No, seriously. I'm like parked.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Dang, you really called me. Hey, no, it was like, okay, I literally just got out of work and I'm like, oh, the Cohn phone is on. I'm like, I gotta get on for the last time of the year or the regular season. So yeah.
So you think you're gonna lose tomorrow? What you're saying,
dude? Okay, I was all like, first off, I always have a lot on my mind. When I'm gonna say this when I talk to Grant, and I'm blanking right now. But yeah, right. Dude, I was all like, oh, if Trey plays, yeah, we'll be all right. And then I'm getting everyone's perspective. I'm like, everyone thinks we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
So, I don't. Yeah. You know what? I want. Okay, there's two things that come to mind right now. That Lynch and Kyle theory. I had a theory about them in the QB position. Sorry. I had a theory about them in the QB position that basically Kyle was starting Jimmy because Jimmy was Lynch's guy, and he was doing that just to preserve something, some type of good relationship between them, and they didn't agree on Trey. And I was also thinking honestly, start Jimmy. You got us into this mess. Don't put Trey through much more. He's already been through a lot. And what? There's a possibility he gets hurt in the playoffs if we make it. There's a possibility.
Let's stick with this topic. Why the Niners should start Jimmy Garoppolo? Because it's his fault that they're in this position, and it's unfair to Trey to ask him to save the season at this point. Those are two factual statements.
No, it's Kyle's fault. I want to look at. Remember that comment that was it was against the Texans when I said I wanted to slap Kyle when he just was doing QB runs at first because I don't trust him with Trey. I really don't. And he wanted to go with Jimmy. Fine. Let's go with Jimmy. 19 weeks. We're in this mess. The ship's already going down. We're not going to make
Don't change course now, Kyle.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it was the wrong plan now, Kyle.
You wanted to run into the iceberg.
Embrace the iceberg, man. Embrace it.
No, he has to go in the captain's room and let all the water come in because it's his fault, dude. And I don't like doing this because I used to really like Kyle, and now I'm just like, you can make a good decision, but I'm pretty sure it's his ego getting in the way. Like, you know what? I should make the right decision, but you know what? I'm going to go with the decision I think is better.
Right. He's got like his ego on one shoulder and like the
little devil
what's
in
best for
the
the team
little,
on the other shoulder. He's like, I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just
All
like,
right, well,
yeah.
Great call. What you said makes a lot of sense, man. I don't think Kyle's going to think it through that way, but if he does start Jimmy, it's going to be probably because he doesn't want to admit
I think I'd actually be happy at this point. Like, you know.
You just want to rip the Band-Aid off and move on from this ridiculous season.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. Have a good drive. I'll see you around. Good call. All right. Peace. Phoenix Music says, since we're on theories, Grant, I'm going to ask you a question. If you were the coach and already made a decision to play Lance, wouldn't you still want it to be a mystery to your opponent in the media? Yes. I'm with you on that. That's the way I saw it. When Kyle came out on Friday and said, I'm not saying who the starter is, and Jimmy was questionable, I'm like, oh, you're starting Trey. If you were starting Jimmy, you'd say with your chest, with confidence, Jimmy's back. Jimmy's healthy. Jimmy's our starter. Nothing's changed. I mean, that's how you've always operated in the past, but all of a sudden it's like, can't talk about it, can't say it. Yeah, because you're trying to give Trey Lance, who's essentially unprepared for this moment, because it's your fault, Kyle, an extra help, an extra boost, just like last week. Seemed to help last week. I don't know. That's the way I read it, but I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. That's not true. I'm always right. What are you talking about, Grant? All right, hold on. Yo. What's up?
How we doing, man?
Good. Having a good time. How about you?
Good. I'm doing well. Let's get started. First of all, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I've been saying it all freaking season. The right driver was in the right car last week, and great things freaking happened.
It looked great. It looked so good.
Oh my goodness. And there was, listen, there's 2 or 3 calls that should have been touchdowns that were wiped off the scoreboard. So the score really should have been a lot better than it was.
The touchdown run by Lance, the throw to Ayuk. Yeah,
I was getting ready to say that pass to Ayuk was beautiful. About 2/3 of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL can't make that throw right now.
Don't even attempt it.
Ridiculous.
Don't even attempt. I haven't seen that since Jeff Garcia, man. When there was Jeff Garcia and T.O. used to see shots like that up the sideline, but not since then. Not really since then. That's all.
Yes.
That's stuff I would see around the league like, oh wow, they do that in the NFL.
Yeah. It's actually a thing. Yeah, it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
And because of that, I can't believe we're having this conversation. I mean, I get it. You got to do your thing, and I hope it goes well for you. It always does. But outside of that, when it comes down to the actual game, I can't believe we're actually having this conversation. People, it's simple. Moneyball. We're trying to protect Jimmy. It's always been about getting the most for Jimmy that we can because his time is about done. The Trey Lance era has officially started. Damn, who's ever talking about protecting the kid? He's won an NFL game. As a starting quarterback, he's won an NFL game. The time for protection is over. Protect him as an athlete, but put him on the field. If he loses, he loses. He'll get his bumps and bruises, but he needs to go on and continue to learn. This is why I was telling you a couple weeks ago that I actually don't care what happens with the rest of the season as long as he's the one that's under center. If we make it to the Super Bowl, it's great. It's experience for him. If we play 2 games and we're out and this is now that second game, then great. The bottom line is it's all about getting that kid as much experience as possible. And guess what? This isn't a pretty situation, but this is the NFL.
Also, it's about the fact that this fantasy that playing Jimmy Garoppolo brings you to a Super Bowl is dead. It's not
ridiculous.
True. It's ridiculous. This team is not going to the Super Bowl this year with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not going to happen.
We had this conversation. The beautiful thing about the Kyle Shanahan offense is that you need a capable quarterback that's not going to throw the game away. It's that simple. The athletes and the scheming and the way that the offense is supposed to be run is what generates points, touchdowns, and yards. It's always been that way. Going back to Washington, going back to Atlanta. When you got the right guy,
it's all about ball control and running the ball. Can't turn the ball over.
That's it. Yep. And I got a small fact for you. The kid has played 2 games. And already, the I think it was the Next Gen Stats that I got this little tidbit from. The couple games that he's played, our yards for attempt have been plus 10. Hasn't been that way for 3 consecutive years, Grant. Talk about opening up the playbook and stretching the field. Like, come on, how are we still having this conversation if Jimmy should play the game anymore?
His skill set is a better complement to a run game than Jimmy's. Now, I know Jimmy complements a run game with the converting on third down. That's important. But being able to go over the top, it's just, I mean, it's classic. If you have such a great run game, they're going to sell out, boom, play action over the top. It's just, you're begging for it. And the fact that Jimmy won't give you that is limiting. Yeah.
That's the definition of 11 on 11. It's the fact that I can stretch the field all the way to the top and get a receiver, or I can actually hold on to it and run it myself, or I can run some play action and do a boot off to the side and hit you on a quick sideline out, or I can hit you on a wide receiver screen. It's beautiful. That is 11 on 11.
All the grass. With Jimmy, you defend the line of scrimmage plus the hashes down to about 20 yards. Like with Trey, you have to defend all the grass, and it's impossible. So
including him himself, because don't forget he can take up on you too. It's like I feel like this is like a beautiful marriage of like a Steve Young redux. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. And
strong and quick and fast like him. I gotta finish up. I gotta take some more calls, but you're killing it.
No. Go ahead, man. I appreciate it. We will talk again.
All right, absolutely. I'm gonna do another Cohn phone soon. Maybe right after the game. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. E40 needs to write another Niner song, gang song, but it's a Trey Hype song. Bang Bang Niner Game is not a song I'm particularly fond of. I think it's pretty weak. Come on. What's up, man? How you doing?
How are you?
Nana, you're next.
I would agree with you. That's not the best.
Nah, it's not. It's not his best work, in my opinion.
No. It's catchy though. It's catchy.
It seems to be actually have caught on for a bad song. Anyway.
So listen, I'm going to be the outlier, and
please do.
So just objectively looking at this, and objectively looking at the game and the Arizona game. Granted, it was his first start, but he scored 3 points in the first half of both games combined.
Both games. Can't do that in this game. You're going to lose. Yep.
Well, here's the thing. And Arizona's a lot closer on defense to the Rams than Houston, right? Houston is a dumpster fire when it comes to talent on offense, defense and on offense, correct?
Yes.
Great learning experience. I have no doubt in my mind once he gets a few more games underneath him, we're going to see the potential. It's going to work. But
can I just have a quick retort real quick, because it's a great point and I want to address it before you move on. I think it's more of a total team issue than a Trey issue, because I actually thought he did some good things in both first halves. I just think what you're seeing is Trey, but also Kyle in the offense is sort of figuring out what works with him. And that's to be expected. They haven't worked together that much. And it's the same point, but instead of just putting it 100% on Trey, it's a team thing.
No, and that's the second point. Like, for example, it's not coincidental that Ayuk started playing a lot better, right? And got more targets. Kittle only got 2 or 3 targets. Again, Jimmy's really comfortable almost to a default going to Kittle because that's his best throw down the middle, and that's where Kittle generally operates.
Right.
That's what the offense is geared towards right now. Even the offensive linemen, they're used to blocking for about 2 seconds, and the ball's out of their hand, right? One way, Jimmy's hand, one way or the other. They're not. They're not with Trey, which, again, if you want to make the playoffs, and I am a big proponent, being 36-year-old and watching the dumpster fire that has been my organization for the last 20 plus years.
I'm pro playoffs. I'm pro making the playoffs.
Why is that such a bad thing?
You can't say that in 2022, Karan. I'm sorry.
Again, why?
Can't say that.
Why is this such a bad thing when we haven't been there in 7-8 years, like maybe once? I mean, we're no better than the Cleveland Browns, the Washington Redskins. Houston has had more playoff wins than we have. Again, collectively, guys, I think you need to
also, I think Kyle is in the same way. Like, I can't have 4 seasons out of 5 missing the playoffs. That's a bad look. So, yeah, I think he's pro playoffs too.
And then last thing for Jimmy, think about this narrative and think about how good it is for Jimmy. If he plays and wins, he's in, right? He's a winner, right?
Yep.
Narrative, right? And then, to me, get your popcorn ready. TL quote, Brady versus Jimmy playoffs. If that can actually happen.
Can we come back to reality for a second? I love it. Can we come back to reality for a second? Hold on. Oh, I thought you froze. You just actually
No,
froze.
I'm good.
What did you think about my stat that I put out earlier about Jimmy playing without practicing that week? What do you think? That doesn't concern you?
I'll go back to the other stat that Kyle has put 23 players on questionable, and all like 22 or 21 of them have played. So questionable means nothing to me because the majority of them play.
Fair. That's fair. But again, this is Jimmy, and Jimmy has a history. The team knows it. We know it. He hasn't done this very much. Aaron Rodgers doesn't need to practice. Trent Williams doesn't need to practice. Jimmy may, because the 2 times he started when he didn't practice, it's been bad. They've lost both times. He's been awful.
I completely agree. But here's the other piece of it. Jimmy has a lot to lose because if Jimmy doesn't play, he's done as a starter, or he's going to go to a dumpster fire organization and not be anything what he was. If he plays, even if he plays halfway decent, he has some control of where he can go. If he doesn't, and don't think that hasn't crossed his mind and the organization's mind.
What if he plays like he played in against Miami last year, goes 7 for 17 in the first half, throws 2 picks and gets yanked at halftime? Isn't that worse than saying, hey man, I was super tough this week and I tried, but I just couldn't do it because my thumb is hanging by a thread, but I tried.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. But right now the narrative is going to be the guy's always hurt. The team needed him the most. He couldn't.
That's why he's doing this right now. That's why he's throwing in front of the media. Look at how tough I am. And did I mention how much it hurts? Because it does. I'm very tough. And if you don't believe me, just ask me.
Again, he knows he's done. He's done as a Niner. First say this is his swag.
It's all about his value to the next team. Yes.
Right. And and that's why I think he's pushing to. And here's the other thing. It's very apparent that Kyle has spent maybe 45 minutes on developing an offense around Trey Lance. And again, I don't think he really truly knows his strengths and weaknesses.
He put it off.
Kyle put all his eggs in Jimmy. That's not on Trey. But you can't expect Trey.
He acquired the project and was like, "Yeah, that's going to be a lot of work." Next year.
Correct.
Like, thanks, dude. Thanks, coach.
I don't think Kyle even knows how to use him in the run game because, again, he doesn't look very comfortable. No clue. He looks like he's more comfortable breaking it off like Josh Allen, broken plays running.
That's the best argument not to start Trey is that Kyle hasn't really put enough thought into this. But again, what I'm saying is I'm not sure that either quarterback brings this win home, man. If Jimmy were 100% healthy and he took all the reps in practice, yeah, by all means, play him against the Rams. He owns the Rams, but that's not the case. So I'm not sure that there's a decision that leads to a win here. It might be more about whether Jimmy Ward plays.
No, to tell you the truth, I have more confidence than the Saints losing to the Atlanta Falcons than I actually do than the Rams, the 49ers beating the Rams, because I feel like Atlanta has somewhat of an offense, and I've watched the Saints the last 3 or 4 weeks. They're terrible. They have a very good defense, but they have a quarterback who can run a little bit, but he's more limited than Trey is, and they've got nobody. And Atlanta's getting some of their players back, and it's a rivalry game, so I wouldn't be surprised if all 3, Philadelphia, the 49ers,
for Niner fans,
and the Saints, all of them lose.
What a weird feeling that would be for Niner fans if they lose and then the Saints lose too, and they're like, oh, well, yay. Anyway, I got to take a couple more calls. Great to see you, man.
Good to see you. I'll see you later.
Steven says, when Jimmy Garoppolo leaves, will Banana Hands want Trey in 2022? I should freaking think so. Jed, don't let Kyle change course now. Jed, since I know he watches, how do you think Kyle will try to null Jalen Ramsey? Also, by not throwing at him. Also, how can Jimmy win if he salutes and gets blasted if he salutes and gets blasted by AD all game? Trey can extend by throwing the ball really super quick all the time. But that, again, is on Kyle to get people open. Don't forget when Martellus Bennett talked, Jimmy quit on them on Sunday before a game, forcing Brissett to start unprepared. We don't know how Jimmy's thumb feels until 1:24 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you. I'm with you on that. I don't think Jimmy's going to play in this game. Nana Collins Jr.
What's up?
Nice shirt.
Thank you very much. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm
Who's
doing
the dude
good.
on the left? I know Wario, Luigi, Mario. I don't know the dude on the left.
It's Waluigi. Yeah.
Okay,
He's
for sure,
like
for sure.
Luigi's counterpart or whatever.
I feel it.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
So
I played Mario Kart 64, but I didn't get the Wii. So anyway, let's talk about more important things.
All right. So thinking about this game, going off of what Karan was saying and how he was like putting up the Jimmy Garoppolo scenarios. First of all, the Niners should be over Jimmy Garoppolo scenarios that make him look good for next year. That should not be their concern.
Thank you.
Whatever happens with him, happens with him.
Yeah.
We should be done with trying to pump up Garoppolo. But then again, I watched the interview that he had with what's his name, the guy that calls the games on the radio, Papa, and he was talking about how Trey threw the deep pass, and then Kyle was like, well, people who think that Jimmy can't throw the deep pass, that's inaccurate. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like, dude, seriously,
who are you kidding?
Yeah, he's like, people who think that Jimmy can't throw the ball downfield, that's highly inaccurate. It's like, then why hasn't he done it, dude? Like,
yeah,
you had
dude, it's
like
been
people,
5 years.
Yeah, right. People have been saying that the deep pass isn't in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse, but yet that's all Matt Ryan was doing in 2016. He'll do the deep pass when he has a quarterback that can get the ball down the field, like we saw Sunday, and that's why I'm thinking like that's why they should start Trey, because win or lose, he gives you the best chance to win. And I feel like Kyle with Garoppolo, that's Kyle's security blanket, and he doesn't want to try new things. That's why Trey Lance's first start was so bad, because Kyle didn't know how to play him. And if you're such a genius, it doesn't matter who you have under center.
Yeah.
You should be able to adjust. But Garoppolo is his security blanket. He's comfortable with Garoppolo, and that's why he's so just praying maybe Jimmy can play Sunday, but I don't think Jimmy can play. And then another point I would like to make,
more about Jimmy showing that he's tough than Jimmy preparing himself.
Exactly. And they need to be done with that. Like, who cares what Jimmy is at this point? Like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but it's like we've seen what Jimmy can do.
Yeah.
It's like we should be the chapter on Jimmy Garoppolo should be closing right now. The Niners need to move on. And
we know exactly who he is. Thank you for your service.
Exactly.
You're not quite off the team yet, but really, dude, there's not much
and
more
all
to say.
These fantasy scenarios that fans have about him coming back and getting us to a Super Bowl, like you said, that's done. He was there in 2019. He was
if
there.
The Niners lose tomorrow and the Saints win, we'll never see Jimmy Garoppolo play another game with the 49ers, probably. Yeah.
Exactly. And if Trey Lance wins tomorrow and the Niners going to play us, we won't see him again either. So it's like the Tennessee, and I was going to call last week, but I overslept. The Tennessee, it's hilarious how all the things that people say about Garoppolo, whether it's the on-the-record reason or the off-the-record reasons why he's bad, happened in the Tennessee thing. Threw interceptions, didn't read the ball, couldn't move the pocket, and got hurt.
Yeah.
It was like the
got hurt
culmination of everything.
Yeah.
Like if that was his final game as a Niners quarterback, like everything people's been saying, that's what happened, and that's why you got to move on from him.
Yeah, he validated every criticism that's ever been levied his way. Sorry.
Exactly. And then one last point I would like to make.
It's like Cinderella at midnight. He just turned into a pumpkin right at the end.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm a pumpkin. Oh,
here I am.
I'm not a princess.
And then one last point I'd like to make. Coming up this offseason, no matter what happens, if it's playoffs or not, they seriously need to change their philosophy on how they get personnel to support Lance. Because what I seen Sunday from Lance is like they seriously need to start helping this kid out, getting some good players around them, because they have a real good opportunity within next year or the year after that to get a Super Bowl and to win multiple
4-3 receivers, man. Get some speed on the outside.
Exactly.
He can hit it. All these receivers are built for Jimmy. Yards after the catch. Great. Now get downfield. And I like Brandon Ayuk, but dude, run faster. What happened? You were faster last year. Run faster. He looks like a 4-5 dude to me. They need a 4-3 guy at wide receiver.
Exactly.
Right now, it's Travis Benjamin, is Trent Sherfield. They need a 4-3 dude. Anyway, great call, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jared says, what are the trades we could be looking at for Jimmy at this point right now? Jimmy for a ham sandwich. Jimmy for a double-double animal style, maybe probably hold the tomato and some chopped chilies. How about that? Jimmy Garoppolo for – I don't see it, man. I just cut him, dude. Just cut him. Hold on. Grant, stop dismissing my super chats without critical thought. I will call the police. right, let me think about this one for a second. Okay. My bad. Sorry, Keldon. I put critical thought in everything. Yo.
What's up, Grant? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. Just took some time from the gym to give you a holler.
Where you calling from?
North Carolina.
Wow. Okay, cool. Niner fans
so
are
first
all over,
off,
man. It's crazy.
Yeah, we everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So first off, Happy New Year to you, your family, the whole crew, Jason, Jesse, all of them. So I got two things. One, the wobble that everybody's concerned about. I used to play quarterback, so what's probably happening is he's gripping the ball too hard. So when he releases it, the top is coming down, and that's where the wobble comes from.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because
so like,
if you notice in the second
grip
half,
yeah,
exactly, because you realize in the second half when he calmed down, the pass like to Kittle and Ayuk, they started to have that spin on it because he loosened his grip. He wasn't as rigid with it.
That's a great point. And if you remember, like in August and September when he would get to play, it was like, here's 5 throws with the first team. Go impress people. Like,
yeah. So
make it a full game, please.
Yeah. So he's like trying to throw it as hard as he can,
Exactly.
and he's gripping, and it's causing that additional flick, and it's causing
But over the
wobble
course of a
take
3-hour
place.
game, the adrenaline has to wear off. And we saw it. Yeah, it's a great point, man. Thank you. That's been a mystery for months. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so there you go. It's basically he's gripping the ball too hard, trying to throw as hard as he can. And two, the key to winning this game with Trey is the same. Like, their weakness is our strength. Their weakness is the middle of their defense because the linebackers suck and their safety suck.
Yup.
So with the play action pass that you're talking about, even if you run the quarterback power scheme, their linebackers, their eyes, they don't know what they're looking at.
Great point. You can do a lot just off misdirection this week. And that's what they do against the Rams, right? Yeah.
Yes. And that's why Kittle's going to eat this game because either Jalen Ramsey is going to have to take Debo or Ayuk.
Right. He'll take Debo.
Exactly. So that means the linebackers in. And that's how key to the game right there.
Yeah, baby. That was a great call. Thank you.
You have a good day, Grant.
That was great. Love that dude. Alex says Jimmy G or Trey doesn't matter who starts if Trent Williams is out or Jimmy Ward. Good point. I agree with you on that. What's up, man? It's been a minute and a half. What's up?
Yeah, I had school, so.
How dare you?
Yeah, so I said at the start of the season 9-8. So regardless of what happened, we either make the playoffs or I'm right. So
I said 9. I said 10-7, but then when Jason Verrett got hurt, I went to 9-8. So either way, I'm saying I'm right. Either way.
But I think we're losing this week because I think Aaron Donald's gonna have at least 3 sacks. Right now, I'll say that much because we had 2-second Jimmy, right, get a ball out in 2 seconds, but now we have Trey's just gonna run around. I feel like Aaron Donald's we haven't seen Aaron Donald even penetrate the backfield yet, but as soon as he gets there, he's so fast, right?
I know.
And Trey's
I feel like Trey can avoid Aaron Donald, but if he tries to back out of the pocket and run around Von Miller or Leonard Floyd, those guys are really fast too.
Yeah,
I don't think he's seen DNs like that in 1AA at North Dakota State. So
name one defensive lineman on the Houston Texans. Exactly.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure, especially since he just is in second gear all the time, can't go that fast for some reason.
I honestly can't name any defensive line. I just covered this game. Charles Omenihu? No, he's in the Niners now. Damn. You got me. Me. You're right, man.
So I feel like he's not going to expect the speed that Von Miller has and Aaron Donald have, and he doesn't get those quick over the middle throws that he can throw them, but I'm still scared of him throwing them because he just doesn't he misses them. Right in the first half we saw that he missed those throws over the middle. It was one play, but dude, both of those dudes were wide open. There was no one that is a quick throw. I don't know what they taught him. First read, just throw it. I don't know. He tried to extend the play that won't work against the Rams. I'll be totally honest. I don't think that'll work against the Rams. And these off script plays won't work against the Rams because I mean, like as they said, the middle's open every time. But guess what? Like he doesn't like throwing over the middle. Those big plays down the field against Ramsey. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. And so, like, I feel like we're gonna lose this game. And
possible.
Yeah.
See, to me though, like, really, the Niners beat the Rams when they run the ball 45 times. So they can do that with Trey Lance. And I think the key would be to just, if he could take a shot early and hit it, back the Rams defense off a little bit, you can run the rest of the game. You don't have to pass too much. It's just, you can't be super conservative in the passing game. Otherwise, your run game's going to get shut down. Down. Anyway, man, I gotta wrap up this show. Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Good luck with school. Guess. All right, see you, man.
Yeah.
Peace. I gotta end the show now. We just reached the hour mark. Sorry to Gleshka, Darius. All right, Gleshka, give me that look. Man, let's talk real quick though, because I seen you, and I know you've never been on the show before, but this is the last one, and then I'm gonna do one tomorrow morning before early in the morning. So if you didn't call in, I can do it then. What's up?
All right, so, hold on. Frick. All right, my first thing was about, I've been commenting on a couple of videos. I've been watching you for not too long, but I like your content.
Thank you.
I've just been commenting about the running back scenario. Me and my dad get into huge arguments. He's a big Niners fan. And I always tell him, like, what are we going to do next year when we got Raheem Mostert, a speedster, who's dope as hell, but he's injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Elijah Mitchell, who I was telling my dad once we got him and Trey Sermon were going to go crazy. Trey Sermon's not even in the running back picture. My dad's thing was Jerick McGinnon and Raheem Mostert were going to be the greatest running backs for the next 5 years. And I go, what? I go, Raheem Mostert, you can argue that. I go, but Jerick McGinnon, nah. But what do you think we're going to do with Raheem Mostert and Elijah Mitchell? You think those are going to be our two running backs? You think we're going to keep Jermichael Hasty? What do you think of running back scenario?
Good question. Mitchell's definitely coming back. He's signed for the next 3 years. Mostert's a free agent. Mostert will be cheap. I think he'd like to come back. I don't know about his knee though, man. What's up with his knee? Like
I don't know what it was.
2 carries this year and it got hurt, and I don't think he got hurt. I don't think he got hit. So his knee might be done, dude. I don't know, but the Niners do. I bet you the Niners do.
Yeah. So I know I'm asking about the running back scenario. Everybody's asking about the QB. What I love seeing from Lance, I've seen only a couple. I'm gonna be 20 in 2 years, and I've only seen a couple of dope quarterbacks for the Niners, and I'd like to think Kaepernick was one of them. I guess he has a prime. He was dope. I love seeing his cannon. I love seeing him take off. And I've seen all these YouTube videos about comparing him and Trey Lance. You know, of course, I'd love for that to happen, for him to take over from Jimmy G, take off, take us to the Super Bowl, all that stuff. But my thing is there's a different game plan in general. It's making the wide receiver, like you had said earlier, that we need new receivers, or we need somewhat of a new scenario because these receivers are for Jimmy. I think seeing what Ayuk did and just having a different quarterback made him look like a star receiver. Like we had planned, we thought we were going to see this at the beginning of this season. We thought he was going to be our wide receiver 1, and he did that the last game Trey played. I was thinking, like, it could be number 1 Ayuk. This could be what we planned. Debo comes in, he's our versatile weapon. He runs the ball, he does his jet sweeps. And then you got Kittle, like, this guy's going to break every tackle in the universe.
Right.
And I love our defense, but I'm talking about, like, you hear all the Calvin Ridley trade rumors, all those other guys. You think? Did you truly think we were going to get somebody like Julio Jones or any of those guys that were free agents?
No, probably not. Probably not.
And I didn't watch your Aaron Rodgers video, but about getting to him one more time. You think we'll ever have an opportunity with a different quarterback?
I don't think so. But you never know. I mean, maybe Kyle Shanahan wants to make one more attempt at it. Maybe Aaron Rodgers wants to come to the West. I don't know. We have to see how the season ends up for Rodgers and Green Bay.
Yeah.
We have to see that first. But don't discount it because the Niners tried. They tried this offseason, and we don't know how they really feel about Trey Lance. It might have been their second choice after Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell your dad he's wrong.
Yeah, I've been telling him for this whole season.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Arizona right now.
Oh, nice. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the game tomorrow.
Yep, I will.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, everyone, for calling in. Matthew, real quick, says, what if Jimmy plays and loses, but the Saints lose too? Do they stick with Jimmy or play Trey? 100% healthy Trey is better than a mediocre Jimmy. That's a great question. I don't know. If he plays and loses, I don't know. Maybe they'll say, well, he'll be healthier next week. He was rusty because he didn't practice this week. That's what they'll say. He was rusty. And then next week, he'll be better. All right. That's the end of the show. Thank you for calling in. Sorry I couldn't get everyone. I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow morning.